I'm Jake, I can't skate, and this is Meet the Class 2026. We're into the second round now in the Calgary Flames draft class, and it was a busy second round with 3 picks. First up, at number 36 overall, from the Spokane Chiefs, Chase Harrington. In my mock, I had Yegor Shilov going with this early Flames second rounder, but the Flames scouting staff went in another direction. Chase is a 6'1", 200-pound-ish left winger playing in Spokane. It's actually his third year in the WHL as a draft eligible player. He's been playing Major Junior since he was 16 years old. And in his draft year, he had a very interesting season. The first thing people are going to talk about with Chase Harrington is the physicality. And that is fair. He's built like a bit of a wrecking ball, and he likes to throw his weight around. And you know what? I like that. That's something that Carson Carrolls does too. I think Harrington's being painted a bit unfairly as a sandpaper guy. This year, on a pretty mediocre Spokane team, Chase Harrington had 28 goals and 29 assists in 61 games. That was good for third on the team in points and a tie for first in goals with Tyus Sparks, who was also drafted. So a lot of people are painting Chase Harrington as this sandpaper guy with a little bit of offense, when in reality, he was driving offense on a Spokane team that otherwise would have struggled to score without him. If you look at the highlights that are gonna be in the cards here, this guy does have good hands, and he does have a pretty decent shot, especially for a guy that's still in his draft. We gotta remember, these are 17, 18-year-old kids, folks. This guy has a physical element to his game. He'll run you over, and he can score, and he can make plays. The hands are good, and he wants to win. I think a lot of us end up getting stuck on names we would have picked, or names that are higher in whatever rankings that we tend to prefer looking at, and don't evaluate the player on their own merits until we really sit down and have a look. I was a bit confused that this player got taken with the other names that I preferred ahead of him. However, the more I sit down and look at this kid, now that he's a Flame, the more I think the guy has had a point. Because somebody like Yegor Shilov has a great amount of offensive skill, but there's glaring deficiencies in other parts of his game. Chase Harrington is a much more well-rounded winger that I think still has offensive ability. Time will tell, of course. Unlike a lot of our picks, Chase isn't committed to the college route, so he could go back to Spokane next year. I expect that's what we'll see, and for him to play at the World Juniors, and that'll be with a lot of other Flames prospects, and we'll see how he does there. I think we see him, hopefully, lead Spokane with a much higher point total if he doesn't get traded or moved. And obviously, you'd like to see those offensive numbers continue to increase in his 19-year-old season. Of course, he could impress the Flames enough in decamp and other places that we see him sooner than we think. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to be spending next year in Spokane. Let me know what you think of this guy. Let me know if you've sat down and taken a second look at him yet, because I still am. And the more I squint, the more I kind of see what the Flames were going for here, even if I might have taken a different guy. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay dry and go Flames.